So I went to bed last night, and I woke up about 5:15 a.m. and my stomach wasn't feeling that great, and I decided to go to the bathroom. And when I got there, I cramped, assuming from yesterday, the physical exertion from yesterday. And when I cramped, I got up really fast and I, went to go get a drink of water, and I came back to the toilet, and I don't remember going from the toilet. And then all I remember is I woke up and I was on the floor of the bathroom, and I was confused. I was like, why am I here? And I pushed up, and when I pushed up, I had the blood running off my face from the where I hit my head. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure how. I've never had anything like this happen where I just blacked out, and I literally cannot tell you what happened. I don't know. I had all kinds of guys with me yesterday that can vouch that I didn't have any alcohol yesterday. I didn't drink at all. I'm not really sure why this happened, but what we were able to do is go check all the boxes. I called the trainers, immediately when I had the cut, and I woke up and they came over. We started getting everything in motion. We went to the ER, got CT scan, an EKG, all the tests that we could think of in order to find out what this might be. And the conclusion at the end of it is that what most likely happened is something similar to what, and forgive me if I butcher this, but I think it's Valsalva kind of like movement, where when I sleep at like a 38 beats per minute, and when I got the cramp and everything, it probably spiked my blood pressure real quick and got me up. And then when I was not feeling well, I started to be, kind of get a little bit anxious about, okay, now what do I do? Where do I need to go? All these kind of things, thoughts start entering the mind. And then I just got tingling in my hands, and I got really hot, and then that's the last thing that I remember. So we're really glad that's all. We're really glad that all the tests have come back they've come back negative, and so that's very positive for us. Just something that, from what I was told by the doctors, is something that it could happen one time in your life and you could never have to deal with it again. There's not necessarily, I asked them, is there anything that I can do to prevent this, from happening again? And they said, no, sometimes a perfect storm happens, and from what I understood is your brain literally, when you go back and the blood pressure drops, your brain just loses the blood for 1 second and you're out. And so today is out of an abundance of caution. I haven't slept much. I haven't ate anything. So I don't need to be available tonight because we don't need this to spiral. But they're telling me, and I'm feeling like, we will try and be back as soon as possible.
So it sounds like you basically fainted?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
You never fainted before?
Never fainted before, and I just happened to faint where, obviously, I was on a hard surface, and I'm not even sure what I hit. Yeah. Obviously, nothing too bad because I didn't even need stitches. We were able to glue it up, and but when I'm telling you, I literally don't know what happened in that, and honestly, I don't even know if it was 10 seconds or a few minutes. I have no clue, but I don't know.
That sounds freaky.
It scared me, and that's why I called Joe right away, and I was trying to figure out, okay, you don't just faint, right? What happened? Is there something bigger, an underlying issue? And so that's why we needed to go check all the boxes. But yeah, I was definitely definitely confused and scared when I woke up and was on the ground.
Do you know about what time in the morning it was when that happened?
Yeah, it was about 5:15 in the morning, and I have a phone call timestamp to Joe at 5:37. So, and I was kind of scrambling around trying to get the blood taken care of for probably 7 to 10 minutes there. So, it probably wasn't very long that I was out, but long enough to fall and do a little bit of damage.
Do you anticipate having any more follow-up tests?
Yeah, I think we'll continue to stay on top of this, and continue to monitor it. But as of right now, everything that we were able to do, from immediately after the episode, checks out normal. And they said they weren't throwing it off, but they were like, this happens a lot, like more than you think when you work in the ER. And so they were like, it's not that uncommon to have it happen. It's just weird when obviously for me, because I've never fainted. There's never been a moment in my life that I cannot get back. And so it's just a weird feeling.
You went to the hospital to get all those tests done?
Yes. Yeah.
You went this afternoon or
today.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been working on this since about 6 a.m. today. But things take time to get into the ER and all that stuff. But yeah, and then I just got here about 30 minutes, or not even 20 minutes ago.
I missed the beginning. You just had gotten up to go to the bathroom, basically.
Yeah.
And then
I got up to go to the bathroom. I cramped when I sat down, and I got up really quick and kind of went to stretch it, and what they're telling me is that probably spiked my blood pressure and got the heart rate up for a little bit real quick. Went and got a drink of water, came back, and I wasn't feeling that great stomach-wise. That's why I went. And so then I was like, okay, so now I don't feel that great, and now it's starting to get hot. And then I had the tingling in my palms, and I was like, all right, what am I going to do? And then I was out.
your leg cramped.
Yeah, and I don't know if that I think was just from yesterday from playing, and then getting hot again, and just I try to not drink a ton before going to bed so that I can sleep for a while, but I'm not sure that was related at all. I just think that's maybe something that got the heart rate and the blood pressure up again, and then I bottomed out. And from what they told me is you bottom out and then your brain loses blood for 1 second, and that's all it takes, and you're out.
Did you wake up on your back?
Nope. Right on my face.
Yeah.
Right on the front of my face. I was bleeding and just confused.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I ended up here. But yeah, I was right on my nose.
Do you think there's any correlation
Between the concussion?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I passed every test. We did the whole eye tracking and everything, and I was right up there with the best, and there was no indication that I had a concussion from before. Now, was I maybe a little gun shy after that? Yeah, sure, we can go back and look and say, yeah, maybe that's why you struggled. But medically, there was no correlation to a concussion. So then, if I didn't have a concussion, there would be no correlation to this.
Are you available off the bench tonight?
No, because I haven't slept. I haven't ate at all. We're gonna try and make this not snowball.
Yeah.
And so don't want to have any soft tissue injuries today because I wasn't properly prepared for today.
You can even step at the Emmy.
I will try, but if I get to a point where hey, I need to go, then we're gonna try and be as ready for tomorrow as possible.